Alright, we're at the Oasis. We're on hole 7, par 3. Trying to shoot tournaments for the Coastal Classic, and this hole is not in them, but I got this hole, so let's make a video. Alright, there are several ways to come at this. Normally, on these par 3s, and I've tried this before, you got to use a really big ball. But normally on these types of par 3s, instead of trying to do the hoppity 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 hop hop hop, trying to do this hop along stuff, I usually try and take the approach that when I look at holes like this and there's a ridge that runs right along here that makes it very difficult to get to the hole. This is not a high percentage hole-in-one, and typically here when you hit a great to the right or the left, it goes great to the right or the left. So normally, like if the pin's here and you'd be what in the game would be like a yard to 2 yards away, maybe a yard, yard and a half, on this particular hole you're going to be somewhere between maybe 2 and 3 yards out. So when you hit a great to the left or the right, you very easily can end up way great to the left or the right, and that's because of all of these little moguls and stuff down here. So if you have one of those moguls and it's in a hole and it comes up and you hit down here, it may go straight, and if you hit here, it may take an irregular bounce one direction. So typically when you miss here, you tend to miss a little bit bigger, and it's very easy to roll off the back. You're going to see a lot of people end up along this edge, and there is literally, I mean, look at the way that the green is showing here as far as like how much rough you have and how much fringe, and then follow that around. You have very little rough. So if you end up off of the green, the opportunity to end up in the rough is really high. So it's really important to stay on the green. So normally on these types of holes, I would try and come at it with a guardian, and I would try and start off on the green and backspin it right towards the hole. And for some reason, I was having a hard time doing that on this, so I switched it up. And I'm not sure if I couldn't get enough backspin because it drops off seriously after the hole. There's a pretty good depression. The hole's on top of a hill, and on the other side it rolls off. So if you're trying to do the backspin shot, when you hit it, it tends to want to, instead of stopping and rolling back towards the cup, it tends to want to just roll forward, and then it rolls off the hill. So I went to the shot where I was shooting out here with a sniper, and a sniper gave me better ball guide, and it has plenty of topspin, backspin out here. Even in like level 6, you're probably able to get it done back here. This is a tough hole to get done with lower level clubs, and a Viper will work well on it, or you can start back in this area. I was adding on 10% for the wind. I think in the video that I'm going to show here in a minute ago, I'm not sure if I did because it was just a one-on-one play, but I know I went back and looked at my notes, and I was adding on 10% for the wind. Because we are kind of down in a hole when we're shooting this. I'm not sure. When you're playing from the further back tees, you may have to hit from here and bounce to here and then get on, so that you're doing this type of hop. I have seen several people try and shoot it from out here, but I've never seen any good success from out here. The best way on these types of par 3s is if you can't get on, I mean, obviously you want to be as close as you can. So this is the fairway area that you really want to target. If you're on the back tees and you don't bring out a big ball, you don't bring out stuff, you may end up finding yourself having to shoot from here. But in rookie, we should be able to easily get this done right here. So let's pick up the action. We're on a shootout. Let me turn the volume down. All right, let's see what we got. I think I've been this is my clan president. We were out replaying, just playing Tour 4, trying to pick up these Oasis holes. So you can see if you're hitting back from this fairway area, you're either going to it's going to be difficult from when he was in there, his second bounce was landing here. So in order to get past that, you'd have to put on more topspin. And if you put on too much topspin, you're going to roll off the back. So you're pretty much from the first tees, this fairway pad right here is pretty much the area. Let's see if Mike does a 2-2. He did about a 2-4, so he added on a 10% wind adjustment. And great to the left, and it should go great to the left. You can see that distance there. Normally when you hit it great to the left, you'd be expecting that you'd be somewhere in the half of that range. But here I tend to find that if you hit it great to the left or the right, you're off about twice as much. Which means if you hit 2 or 3 rings great to the left or the right, you could be in big trouble. So when you come to this hole, you want to be This par 3 right here is super dangerous, so when you see this in tournaments, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to come here and fail. I do a full ring adjustment and don't add on the 10%. Hitting it perfect. And being critical of the shot, you can tell right there, if I would have did that extra 10%, that would have been another quarter of a ring. It would have brought me closer to it. So from that shot right there, I definitely should have added on at least 10%. And I've always been a little off on that hole, so that right there is a great example. Maybe it was 20%, but there's a number in there that we can get to. And when you're on that hole, recognize that there is a little bit of a wind adjustment and keep working with that with your clubs, and you can definitely get close. A lot of people are going to be 4 to 8 yards off on that, and if you can be consistently within 4 yards, that's definitely a hole that you can beat a lot of people at. All right, that was the Oasis, hole 7, par 3. Thanks for watching.